Hello YouTube and universe, and welcome to Scar Store Productions. I'm your host Morro, and today we will be taking a look at everything new from New York Toy Fair 2025. But before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification so you don't miss another video like this, because it may be a small click for you guys, but it's a big help for me and the channel. Thank you, and without further ado, let us begin. First off, let's start with Transformers Legacy. And we got the rest of Wave 2 revealed. Now, I already talked about the Voyager classes for Wave 2, that being Heatwave and Skybite, in a separate video. The link for that will be in the description down below. But we'll just be taking a look at the Deluxe class figures and the Leader class for the Wave. Starting off, we have a package refresh of Crasher. And honestly, I'm kind of happy about that since I was never able to get Crasher originally. So, yeah. This is perfect for me because, well, I had the chance, as I said, I had the chance to get it, but I did not. So, yeah, getting a package refresh kind of feels good now. I get to get the figure I wanted for a while, and it's going to be in stock for the most part since this is Wave 2. Now, for the vehicle mode, it turns into a race car, which, of course, is the Mirage mode. You know, it turns to a Formula 1. Simple as that. But it still looks cool. The black works perfectly for it. And yeah, nothing really much to say about it. Moving on to our first new figure, we have Deluxe Class Vortex. The first Combaticon we're getting for Age of the Primes. And oh man, this thing looks perfect. The grays, the blues, the blacks, everything on it. It's just amazing. And it truly represents what Vortex looked like in the original show. And, of course, the toy as well, but the toy reference isn't really there. This is more show accurate, like most other G1 figures right now. And really, I don't know what else to say from it other than it looks like the perfect version of Vortex. Though I hate that they replaced Swindle with him, because Swindle is my personal favorite Combaticon, but Vortex is still a good one to get. Now, you might be wondering how I feel about his arms, and it's good, because it references the G1 toy on how his arms turn into the back fin of the vehicle mode. And speaking of the vehicle mode, it just looks amazing. The helicopter is just perfect. And now I want to get all the Combaticons so I can remake Starscream's Brigade. And when we do get the rest, it will be glorious. Because we know we're not getting it this year, so next year, that's probably going to be the combiner we're getting. And hopefully they reissue Vortex 4 because I don't want to just get it this year. I want to get it next year as well. And hopefully they give it the G2 treatment like they've been getting the Stunticons. Now moving on to the third Deluxe class figure they showed off, we have the smartest of the Primes, in my opinion at least, Alchemist Prime. The Prime that holds the lenses that can see anything. And I have to say, I honestly love how this figure looks. It looks exactly like the original G1 version, but with mixes from Cyberverse, and it just works perfectly together to make a definitive version of him. Plus, he can serve as the perfect version of McAdams for you. Now, I just have to say, the green they chose for him, immaculate, amazing, magnifico. Because just look at it, the dark greens just work perfect for him. I also love how the little metallic gold is on there for little trimmings. And the little silver gut that he has works perfectly. Now for his accessory, he comes with 2 daggers, but they can combine together to actually make the lenses, which is really cool. And I wish we got more stuff that would do it like that, though I don't like how it's clear plastic. One other thing I like about it is it actually has his insignia on it, so works all together. Now, moving to his vehicle mode, he turns into a truck. And I'm noticing a theme between most of the Primes right now because we already got Soulless that turns into like a car, Prima turns into a truck. Well, this looks more like a Jeep though. Does that really count as a truck? My car nerds, let me know in the comments because I don't know. But anyway, it looks pretty good off-road vehicle, and I can see him being the base for a ton of characters like Bulkhead, specifically the animated version because, well, Bulkhead was smart when it came to space bridges, and Alchemist Prime is smart on everything, honestly. But anyway, yeah, it looks pretty good. And I also like how the tires are using mushroom pegs. Even though a lot of people don't prefer that, I personally like it. Now, that's it for the deluxe class figures. Let's talk about the leader class, that being Onyx Prime, the first ever Beast Mode Transformer. And honestly, I love how he looks. Even though I prefer the blue and gold, the brown and orange makes it look more primal, and which obviously makes sense since he's a beast former, the first one at that, so it makes sense that he's supposed to look like a beast. Now, one thing I like about it is he is technically a triple changer as well, because for one, he has 2 modes in robot mode. The first one is his bipedal mode, where he has 2 legs, and then you can take the legs off of his chest and flip them around to make him a centaur, which is some metal stuff, and I love it. Another thing I like is for the head, you can make it go up and down to change his face, which is amazing. Like, when it's up, it shows a metal face, but when it's down, it's just a beast face, which looks amazing. Now, for his weapon, he comes with a spear, and I think this is supposed to be the substitute for the Triptych Mask, which is his normal artifact. I don't know what this one is called, but either way, it looks pretty good. And one thing you can do with it is you can make it turn into a bow, which honestly, centaurs with bows are some of the coolest things ever, and Onyx Prime fits that so well. Now, for his beast mode, he turns into some winged creature that can also have his centaur legs in it as well, but I'll personally be keeping it in the 4-legged mode. Now, I can't properly say what it is, but it looks pretty cool, and I can't really complain about it. Though the head looks like a dragon, which looks really cool. Now, that's it for Age of the Primes. Now, there wasn't really anything for Studio Series, so we'll be moving on to the exclusives. The first exclusive I want to talk about is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, that being a reissue of Siege Jetfire, which is amazing, but it will also be coming with Derek and Celila from Void Rivals as well. Now, they'll be using a G.I. Joe mold, and honestly, I might just get that just for the Derek and Celila because I want a Void Rivals figure in my collection. Hopefully, Hasbro will make them 6-inch figures in one of their lines, but that's just for hoping. Other than that, there's nothing really much to say. It's just another reissue of Jetfire, but without the insignias. But other than that, it looks pretty good, and I might get it just for the Derek and Celila. Now, that's it for the Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Let's move on to the Walmart exclusives. Now, for the exclusives for Walmart this time, it's based off of one of the best Transformer series, Transformers Cybertron. And since it's its 20th anniversary, it kind of goes in perfectly with it. Now, the first figure I want to talk about is Excellion, the red hotshot remold. And also, it looks pretty good. Robot mode looks good, and can't really complain about it. Though, I might just get this, just have a Earth mode hot rod, just like how some people use the in-stop motion videos for an Earth mode hot rod. If you know, you know. But other than that, it looks pretty good. And this time around, the Cyber Planet key is painted blue, even though it's the Velocitron key, which, okay. Even though it's wrong, it still looks pretty good. But yeah, for vehicle mode, it looks amazing. Hot rod colors, which goes perfect on almost any car. You can at me on that, because hot rod colors are the best colors for a car, in my opinion. Now, moving on to the bigger one, we have a new version of Cybertron Sideways, which this is a big win for me since he is one of my favorite characters from Cybertron. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. And if I'm being honest, it just looks like the original toy, and I can't spot any differences other than it's more articulated, which, oh, that just looks amazing. I said it once and I'll say it again. Hasbro, even though I don't like you, take my money. Anyway, yeah, can't really complain about this. It looks amazing, has all the features the original did, like the Cyber Planet key still goes into his weapon, and it also changes his insignia, which I'm wondering how that works. Is it just a flip thing, or do they do the original mechanic that the toy had? Either way, I'm happy about that. And moving to vehicle mode, yes, I still use the image from the Toy Fair because I have not seen an official image of his vehicle mode yet. Now, as I said, for robot mode, it looks very accurate, and I love it. It just looks amazing. And honestly, I can't complain about anything when it comes to this, since it looks very accurate, and I'm happy about that. But other than that, there's nothing really much to say other than it looks amazing, very accurate, and I wonder how it scales to the original toy. Now that's it for the Walmart exclusives. Let's move on to the stuff from Target. And first up, we have the Devastation 2-pack, which includes the Elite Seeker and the Ground Troop. And honestly, both of them look really good. And starting off with the Elite Seeker, it is a retool of Ramjet, and it looks pretty good. He also comes with Optimus Primal swords, which they actually used in the game, so I like that about it. And honestly, so far the Devastation line is hitting good. Now, moving on to his companion, the Troop. It comes with a sword, and it is a retool of Run Amok. And it looks pretty good, though I can't tell where that sword comes from for it. Either way, it looks pretty good, and both the vehicle modes look amazing. Now, for the second Target exclusive, we have the Perceptor, Ratback, and Ramhorn 3-pack. And honestly, nothing much to say about the Perceptor. It just has a darker color scheme, and it still looks good. But for the cassettes, they honestly look amazing. Though it looks like I was wrong. The Ratbat is a recolor of the Siege one, but with a new backpack, and it looks amazing. The engineering for it was pretty good on the original, and I wonder if anything's changed on it, because as I said, it's a recolor, but I think it might be a retool as well since of the backpack. Now for Ramhorn, on the other hand, he looks good, though he's a chunky little boy, which I expect from a Rhino. And yeah, the cassette mode looks good, and I can't really complain about it. Now that's it for the Target exclusives. Let's move on to the Amazon exclusives. That being the Physitron and Carnivac 2-pack. Starting off with Physitron, my boy finally has a new figure, and I am so happy about it because Physitron is one of my favorite records from IDW. Sure, he doesn't get a lot of screen time, but he is the main character of Last Stand of the Wreckers, and I love him. His characterization in it was amazing, and going from a Euro Gene 1 character to a lead role in IDW is some big work, even though he dies right after the comic. Sad. But anyway, he is a Hound retool, and honestly, he looks pretty good with some new parts added into it. Yeah, looks amazing. Of course, a new head sculpt, and he also comes with his laser sight that he had for the original toy, which looks amazing. And nothing really else to say about it. But moving on to vehicle mode, and yes! This thing looks perfect. As I said, he has the laser sight still. I wonder if you can put your eye into it. Though it just looks like it's going to go right on top of the hood. Which, either way, it still looks good. You can still fit the weapon under, which I always love accuracy when it comes to that. So, yeah. Other than that, that's really it for Physitron, or Iron Fist as some people call him. Let's move on to his companion in this pack. And his companion, enemy in this pack is Carnivac, a member of the Mayhem Attack Squad. And he is a werewolf retool. Honestly, he looks okay to me. I might just be getting the 2-pack for Physitron, but I'm always happy to have more Pretender characters in my shelf. So, yeah, I can't really complain about that. Now, what to say about it? The purple looks good. I like both of the weapons coming with a blaster and a sword that will turn into his tail in beast mode. And the head sculpt looks good. It looks like it's a completely new headmaster. Though I wonder how the sculpt is going to be because, as you know, some copies of Weird Wolf broke easily. So I'm not really that optimistic about it. Though moving into his beast mode, he looks pretty good. Can't really complain. And of course, the headmaster goes into the back of the... And I mean, he actually goes into the back. I don't mean like he sits on top of him. But yeah, can't really complain. It's a purple wolf like his inner robot was. And I can't really complain about it. Though I would have liked if they combined aspects of his outer shell and the inner robot together like they did for the rest of the Decepticon Pretenders. But other than that, that's really it for the Amazon exclusive. Now, we also have one collab that I want to talk about because it just looks amazing. And that being the new Hot Wheels collab that we're getting for Transformers. Now, yes, I know they already collabed with it, but it was just Hot Wheels. But now, it's Transformers' turn to get it. And they both look amazing. Starting off with the blue one. Now, the thing is, I don't know either name, so I'm just going to call the blue and skull one. The blue one looks amazing for robot mode. Honestly, I could see it getting retooled into a future Jolt. And I mean the Decepticon one from G2. And if you can see that, let me know, because it looks like him a bit. And I can't really complain about it. He has blast effects coming out of his lower arms. And yeah, it looks good. But moving into vehicle mode, that thing looks slick. I love it. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It looks amazing, sleek, and one of my favorite looking cars from Hot Wheels. Moving on to the skull one, and I'm getting Mad Max vibes from it, and I could see it turning into a Junkion at that. Or I could also see it turning into one of the other ones that, like the ones Jolt is a part of, I mean. And yeah, he looks pretty good. The wheels on the shoulders, the visors, the little horns he has, and of course, the skull for the chest. Yeah, that just looks amazing. For his vehicle mode, yeah, I like it. Can't really complain about it. It looks good. And yeah. Other than that, that's really it for the collab. Nothing really much to say about it. Other than both of them look good, and I might get it. But other than that, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. And let me know, what was your favorite reveal from Toy Fair 2025? Now, if that's everything, that's a wrap. Fade to black.